What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. Well, like I said, I'm not really worried about the weight. I'm worried about the skill level that they use during the fight.
After stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford, Roy Jones Jr. made it clear he believes Crawford has the skill set to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Roy says the fight isn't really about weight, but about what happens when Canelo lands clean. If Crawford can handle Canelo's power, Roy believes the fight could be over for Canelo.
One factor, but if he goes out and boxes Bud, he's not gonna beat Bud boxing. He's not. So if Bud can take his punch, he's not gonna outbox Bud. So it's like
Roy adds that if Crawford can't take the punch, he'll be in serious trouble. Still, Roy leans toward trusting Crawford's ability. He points to Crawford's timing, movement, and his tendency to finish strong when he senses an opening. In Roy's view, weight only matters if Crawford isn't mentally or physically prepared for the jump. He believes Crawford is already training with a clear plan to beat Canelo. For Roy, size doesn't matter if the smaller fighter has the higher ring IQ, and that's exactly what he sees in Crawford.
Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the first round, that I belong without showing that I am.
Roy isn't the only one weighing in. David Benavidez shared his thoughts with Fight Hub TV, calling it a great fight but slightly favoring Canelo due to the weight difference. He described it as a 60-40 fight based solely on size, while stressing that Crawford's skill cannot be ignored. Benavidez praised Crawford as an elite fighter and technician, showing respect for his ability even while acknowledging the challenge ahead.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he is on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's...
Dimitri Bivol, who has already beaten Canelo, believes weight isn't the biggest factor. Speaking to the Ring magazine, Bivol said mental readiness is the real key. He explained that smaller fighters don't lose to Canelo because of size, but because they aren't mentally prepared to fight at that level. Bivol believes Crawford's calm approach, versatility, and deep skill set make him one of the few who could move up in weight without breaking under pressure. He also pointed to Crawford's ability to switch stances as an advantage that could disrupt Canelo's timing.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back.
Not everyone is backing Crawford. Welterweight contender Alexis Rocha told ES News that he favors Canelo due to the natural size difference. He emphasized that weight classes exist for a reason, noting that Canelo is naturally bigger. While Rocha praised Crawford's reach, size, and boxing IQ, he believes Canelo's experience in big fights gives him the edge. Rocha thinks Crawford would perform well, but still leans toward Canelo.
Easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with Margarito. You went to 54, and people were like, oh my God, this guy's so big, Margarito. But your speed made the difference in that fight.
Another fighter who has sparred both men, Cornelius Davis, shared a similar opinion with Mill City Boxing. Davis said Canelo is physically strong and difficult to hurt, adding that he doesn't believe Crawford could stop him with a single punch. He feels Crawford would need to target the body and wear Canelo down over time. Davis pointed out that Canelo is not just powerful but also skilled, using movement and traps to control fights. While anything is possible in boxing, Davis said he would bet on Canelo. He also noted that Canelo's power slowly breaks opponents down and disrupts their rhythm.
You've been able to feel his power. Could any guy move up 3 divisions and fight a Canelo?
In the landscape right now, I don't think that there's a person that can move up 3 divisions, from 47 and beat Canelo. But I think divisions matter. I think that weight matters. I think what you walk around at matters. Canelo's a big guy, and he's not just big, he's dense. He's a powerful guy with boxing skill. I think that would have been and I've been telling people it's going to be a tall task for Crawford.
Andy Lara, who fought Canelo in 2014 and lost a split decision, said Crawford can win, but only if he learns from past mistakes. Lara explained that trying to outbox Canelo using only movement and defense doesn't work. Canelo eventually sets his rhythm and lands the heavier, more noticeable shots. According to Lara, Crawford must move, but he also has to punch.
It's not looking at them as a physical package, it's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. And it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like?
Warned Crawford against arm punches and overly cautious defense. He believes Crawford has a real chance if he combines footwork with steady offense and body shots. Otherwise, he risks falling into the same trap that cost Lara the fight. Lara called it a 50-50 matchup, saying the key factor will be whether Crawford can stay offensive without becoming reckless.
Those guys, he just locks in. He just locks in, especially when you doubt him. So yeah, it's a really interesting matchup. I think of it more from psychological than anything, because on paper it's like, yeah, but he's a super middleweight. He went up 3. Now Terence is going up 3 weight classes. He had a little trouble with Majumov. So on paper it's like, yeah, of course it's Canelo. But when you think about it from a psychological standpoint, it's like,
The discussion has now become about more than just predicting a winner. It highlights a divide in boxing over how much weight and power should matter in modern fights. Roy Jones draws from his own experience as a smaller fighter who beat heavyweights, arguing that timing, ring IQ, and control can overcome size when used correctly. It has also reopened debates about Canelo's recent performances.
If it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
Some fans and experts believe Canelo has declined since the loss to Bivol. His most recent performance against William Skull failed to impress many, with low output and predictable movement. That has people like Roy Jones questioning whether the version of Canelo who stopped Sergey Kovalev and dominated Billy Joe Saunders still exists. If that decline is real, Roy believes Crawford is perfectly positioned, mentally and physically, to take advantage of it and change the narrative.
What about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap? Or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
That's true. But you know what? There's always a way. Put it that there's always a way. There's always a way to.
Still, no one believes the fight would be easy. Everyone agrees Crawford can't afford to spend the early rounds just surviving. Giving Canelo time allows him to build rhythm and set traps. Roy has warned that staying on the back foot too long will lead to Crawford getting cornered. The strategy must be to frustrate Canelo early, move, punch, and move again, while staying active enough that the judges can't ignore the work.
Just fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Majumov. What did he do to Majumov? Nothing. Okay, Majumov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by...
Please subscribe to my channel and also share my videos. White heavy check mark.